With Mamdani as the leading candidate for mayor in New York, all kinds of possibilities are opened, including possibilities for dealing with one of the most intractable problems we have here in New York City, which is this 60 to 80,000 person two-wheel delivery workforce that are comprised often of people who are not familiar with how we get around New York by bike, scooter, etc. They're breaking rules, they're being discourteous, they're stealing people's rights away, and they're hitting people and causing danger and causing injury, right? So what are we going to do about it? And what will we cyclists, pedal cyclists who've worked so hard to build cycling infrastructure, like this right here, this amazing connection to the Manhattan Bridge. It could be a little bit better, but really for New York City, it's quite good. It gets you where you want to go, and you see all the cyclists can get from Christie Street and Forsyth Street, which are the main arteries, over here, over the Manhattan Bridge on the bike path. So what we really need is, I think, a transformative system. And this is an idea suggested to me by my fellow Streets Pack board member, Shabazz Stewart, that many of us have talked about for years. We would like to see a parallel bike share system that serves only commercial cyclists. It should be owned by the City of New York, and it should be mandatory for anyone who wants to do app-based delivery work that they are going to do it on one of these city-owned, city-serviced, and city-maintained fleet of commercial delivery e-bikes. We already have private operators who are fielding fleets of e-bikes to anyone who wants to rent one, right? There's a number of different companies. You've seen the green bikes, different colors. So if you want to do delivery bike work, you can lease one of these bikes by the week or month, or who knows, even by the day, and you go out and do what you're going to do. Well, what if the city had control of the design, of the charging to make sure that it's safe of these delivery e-bikes, and could control things like barriers to entry, how much money you had to plunk down in order to get one of these delivery bikes and start doing work? And most importantly, what if you had to go through the city, if you wanted to contract with an app to find someone who wanted food delivered, groceries delivered, weed delivered, whatever it was, right? That way, the city could maintain a minimum wage for people doing the work, which is an absolutely critical consideration. They could address the safety issues created by having so many delivery cyclists here in New York City. The bikes should be equipped with GPS so that we know exactly where each one of them are at any given moment while they're in the process of making a delivery. That way, if someone's struck, we can quickly find out who was responsible. Not necessarily to apply any punishment greater than what a driver would experience if they hit someone, but certainly some kind of accountability, and maybe prevent them from renting one of these city-owned delivery e-bikes altogether. If they had demonstrated through a pattern of conduct or a particularly egregious single example of conduct that they couldn't be trusted with one of these e-bikes. The fact is that this business has become way too big to treat it in this laissez-faire way that the app companies are insisting. We saw DoorDash and Seamless, Grubhub, all these companies plunking down hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars for Mario Cuomo. They wanted him in the driver's seat. I wonder why. Because they want this Wild West laissez-faire atmosphere for delivery cyclists to continue, because that's where they make the most money. They don't care how much New York City streets are disrupted. They don't care if any individual delivery cyclist gets hurt or someone who the cyclist strikes gets hurt. They just care about maximizing the transactions and being able to claim that they deliver a seamless experience of anything and everything delivered to your door so that you never have to leave your apartment. Well, I guess a lot of people find that appealing, and they're paying money to the app companies, but they're ripping off the workers, They're ripping off the people who the workers hurt and subsidize this whole system with lives and limbs. They're ripping off the restaurants. If you read about these app companies, they're making the restaurants pay them to pick up and deliver their food on top of any delivery charge. Okay, this is a bad economic dynamic for New York City, and the city can change it by taking control of it. And this is exactly the kind of solution that candidate Zohran Mamdani is proposing for supermarkets. He's saying we can have city-owned supermarkets where the prices are controlled and we can make sure that people are able to buy enough food to eat. It's absolutely in the same vein to say that the city can take over and municipalize these app-based delivery activities so that people don't get hurt. And we are going to be calling on Zohran Mamdani, me, and all the people who agree with this idea. If you do too, you should tell me. Leave it in the comments. I think it's the best way to ensure there's accountability and efficiency in this marketplace for deliveries in a dense urban environment like New York City.